Hello, everyone. You know, your faith is what keeps you in your religion. Well, how strong is your faith? Isn't your faith supposed to be to keep you from breaking God's laws, breaking Christ's laws? Isn't that where your faith should be? Well, Jehovah's Witnesses has a different way of getting their members to upgrade their faith, to upgrade them doing more work. Doesn't matter how low income they have, or they're just barely getting by. What faith and privilege they can have when the Watchtower will crack the whip on Jehovah's Witnesses and making them feel so low that they are beneath a rock. Because some of them can't do what the Watchtower wants them to do when everybody has a life. That's the reason why we did our research and found out the Watchtower has used the wrong whip on us, and we had enough, and we stopped. How we did that? By using the information out there of their own literature. We have found they have been lying to every single Jehovah's Witness. The ones who cracked the whip, the governing body, circuit overseers, elders, pushing Jehovah's Witnesses, preaching their gospel, their flat-out lies in the past, which is still in the Watchtower literature today. So you may want to argue, you may want to fight, or kick up a fuss, but the proof is in their own literature. So I'm going to show you how desperate the Watchtower is and how they trying to use people from their own branch office to crack the whips. So let's go for it.
Effort to exercise faith, but it also takes effort to strengthen faith. Now, how strong is your faith? You realize that often our decisions in everyday life reflect how strong or how weak our faith is. Our decisions in daily life analyze our own situation in life, we may find that we have the time to have a greater share of the work of public preaching. Really, what we need is a little greater effort. We need to get out there and exercise faith instead of just thinking about it. Now, the reason I mention this is because it was true in my case. A number of years ago in our congregation in New York City, for the service meeting, they passed out the publisher's record card. And a number of years ago, you'll remember they did that in your congregation too. Well, I looked at my publisher's record card, and I'll be very honest with you. My hours and field service were definitely on the low side. Now, there was a reason for it. At Bethel, we had been working nights, we had been working weekends, there was all kinds of reasons because of the extra time at Bethel. I said there was a reason for it. If our hours are low, isn't there usually a reason for it? We can all cook up a reason for it. Isn't that so? It wasn't as if I was doing nothing. We were busy at Bethel and we were working with the congregation too. But I'd go to the service meeting, and at the service meeting the question was asked constantly, can you adjust your affairs to have a greater share in the work? And you go to the Watchtower study, can you adjust your affairs to have a greater share in the work? So every time I went to the meeting, that question was being thrown at me like everybody else. And so I asked myself, Adams, can you have a greater share in the preaching work? And I decided yes. I decided what would make the difference in my case, if I made it my business to have some share in the preaching work every week, no matter what the schedule, no matter how busy, if I did something every week, it would make a difference. So I made it my business to get out every week, and the hours went like that. We still work nights. We still work overtime. Sometimes it takes a little regularity, a little more regularity, and a little more effort on our part. Isn't it so? To be quite frank about this, the reason why some of us don't have a greater share in the preaching work, the reason? Because we have settled into a very comfortable routine, and we like it just the way it is.
People, that's the reason why many Jehovah's Witnesses burn out. Because they do keep announcing it from the Watchtower company. You need to put more hours in. In the meetings, you need to put more hours in. The book study, to put more hours in. To do what? Truthfully. Telling the world that Armageddon was going to start in 1975, when Armageddon was supposed to start in 1925. People, the proof and the information about these dates are real. They're not lies. And you can't put it back in your head, say, oh, that's old light, old news, and we have new understanding. That is what the Watchtower wants you to believe. That's the Watchtower wants you to do, is forgive them all of the lies they have published throughout history. They keep telling you if you leave Jehovah's organization, there is no other place to go to. Well, people, they are a liar. They put that fear in us, the ones who left. We know we couldn't go to the Catholic Church, the Mormon Church, because we all killed all those religions. We know they are false religions. But people, you have to understand one thing. The Watchtower, it should be number one on your list. Because the reason why of the past history striking out every ball or every prediction was thrown at Jehovah's Witnesses. They struck out 1914. They struck out 1925. They struck out number 3 for 1975. That means you're out. You should pack your stuff, drop your books, and walk out of the Kingdom Hall. That's not even counting the other stuff they have lied to you. They're trying to work you like robots. And there's another part on this video I'm going to bring out what this brother is going to try to get you to do. You work hard for your money. You work hard to have a nice house. And you're giving it all away to the Watchtower and telling you how to live your life. I'm going to say this, and it's going to hurt your feelings. You are worshiping Satan, the devil, and you don't even know it. You are going door to door preaching Satan's message to bring more people into this dangerous cult. You may not want to believe it. Why? Because you think I'm going to be on my videos and lie to you to get you out of God's organization. Well, you're half right. I do want you to get out. Because there's too much evidence to prove this so-called religion never had a good foundation from the beginning. Neither the Bible students today, neither Jehovah's Witnesses today has the truth about the Bible. People, if you haven't checked out my videos, you need to. You need to check out a bunch of other people's, Mike and Kim's, Mark and Core, and bunch of others. But theirs is more powerful than mine. So if you don't want to check mine out, then check theirs out. There's hundreds of people out there putting out videos, a lot of information. And each one is more powerful as mine. The information is real. The information is will guide you and show you the Watchtower is dangerous. So you want the Watchtower to keep whipping your ass to do more preaching work and not seeking out the real truth. You don't have to have that bloody whipping from their whips anymore. You don't have to be beaten, forced to do their bidding anymore. The truth is in your hands. All you have to do is use the search button, and the power is in your hands, not theirs. Thank you, and have a nice day.